Hello one and all, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Doodleman149 and I'll be your host today. Blueberries. Those things are just everywhere. They're small and there always seems to be way more of them than you need. Sometimes they're even so messy that they can interrupt what you're doing and can cost you the match. Wait, what are these pictures? No. I'm talking about these blueberries. These useless people that the Modern Warfare SBMM system thinks you like having around. Now, since I don't like fruit, I don't actually like either form of blueberry, but I'm betting there's a good number of you out there who enjoy those little berries. It's a shame these people exist to give your snack a bad name. Now I'm gonna take a little time out of your day to discuss what I consider to be the blueberry problem that Modern Warfare has. It's not a bug, but just something I notice far too often. So let's hop into it by explaining what the hell I mean by the term blueberries. So what be a blueberry then? A blueberry is anyone who isn't in your squad. If you have your color settings set to the default and not some colorblind mode, everyone on your team who isn't in your party appears with a blue name. They blend into the background more often than not since they barely ever do anything, and I'll get to that later. The term blueberry was first introduced to me when I met Neo and Justin, my two oldest gaming buddies, in Battlefield 4. I of course didn't know what it meant at first, but I quickly began to see why it was used in a derogatory way. Most of the time, our squad would earn the Ace Squad ribbon, and we'd be at the top of the match scoreboard. That still holds true today in Modern Warfare. More often than not, either myself, Freaky, or Fun White Kid will be sitting at the top of the leaderboard with the rest of the party right behind them. Blueberries are just those players on your team that, while they can't actively harm you, unless you play hardcore, they can still passively harm the team as a whole. When it comes to blueberries, the question shouldn't be what problems do they cause, instead the harder question to answer would be what benefit do they provide? Well, I can see them having two benefits in core domination. First, as I run through either A or C flag at the start of the match, I fully expect at least one blueberry to hang back and cap it. That allows me to indulge my aggressive playstyle and start capping B quicker. The other benefit is that they eat bullets for me and acts as a sort of death UAV. See, I take full advantage of all the info offered to me by Modern Warfare's HUD. When I see a teammate die in an area, I immediately know there's an enemy there. Not only that, depending on the death location and the sound of what killed them, I can determine if they were sniped from far off or if there's an enemy going for a flank. If it's the latter, I adjust my position accordingly. Also, if there are random blueberries with me during engagements, that'll often offer a second target for hostiles to focus on while I do all the damage. Now, I know it sounds like I'm tooting my own horn, but honestly, how many matches have you guys gotten into where the bottom 3 people on your team are worth anything more than being meat shields? Other than those two benefits, blueberries suck. It's the number one thing I call out when I die from something stupid while playing. I can understand if an enemy outmaneuvers me or outshoots me. It happens, I'm not perfect. But when I watch a blueberry sit next to someone who is full autoing at me and they do nothing, that's unacceptable. Play the damn game. Blueberries offer no cover fire or concentrated fire. Aside from when they give me that awesome 75 assist, I rarely see them targeting the same people I am. A vast majority of blueberries have no situational awareness. Take what I said before about noticing their deaths and adjusting myself to that. I have never seen a blueberry do this. Instead, I get killed from behind, and then two randos sitting in the same room don't even notice that I get murked. Blueberries will not push a contested point. If an enemy is capping an objective, it'll be a cold day in hell when someone other than my squad or your squad moves to prevent it. Maybe blueberries are always blue because of the absolute dread they feel from this virtual experience. And worst of all, blueberries feed the enemy team kill streaks. If you're gonna be a useless camping piece of shit that won't cap anything, then at least avoid dying so the enemy can't get their streaks as easily. It's not too much to ask. And now the real challenge begins. How on earth do we deal with this blueberry problem? Well, for one, I feel there should be beginner lobbies. If you have below a certain amount of time played in the game and your KD is within some sort of low range, you should be able to join beginner lobbies until you rise out of that bracket. It would be sort of like a forced rank mode for shit players. I know the SBMM is supposed to work that way, keep people in lobbies of similar skill levels, but it certainly doesn't seem to work that way in practice. How on earth does someone with a 1.6 KD get into lobbies with people who go 8 and 25? Now, I know my KD isn't great, plenty of people are above my meager 1.6, but still. Now, KD obviously isn't everything, so score per minute should also be factored in amongst other things, but something needs to be done here. Another solution, as bad as it sounds, is that maybe this game needs some stricter SBMM. While I do enjoy absolutely destroying the random scrub teams I sometimes come up against, I hate the idea that if I wasn't in my match, my team would lose. I'd rather play against people who are just about as good as me. Then, my being a sweat would actually be for something instead of just being a tryhard for no reason. I'd probably have less fun stomping people, but the matches would be more interesting and more of a give and take. There'd be more variety. My final solution to the blueberry problem, no, not that final solution, jeez, is that the polar opposite of what I suggested before happens, and that's completely get rid of SBMM. Now, how can I want both? Well, the stricter version was already explained, but at the same time, no SBMM would offer a greater variety of players in matches that would then mean potential for better players on my team as well. The reason current SBMM doesn't work is because the game looks at the skill levels of 2 or 3 of the best players on the team and saddles them with crap people that they are expected to carry. Very rarely do you find a team of similar levels. The board always ends up looking like 2 people on each team are kicking ass, just for the last 4 to be doing fuck all besides feeding the other team kills. By removing this purposeful shit saddling, and instead allowing literally anyone to end up in a match together, based on connection of course, would add the greatest variety. So that's all I've got for this constructive rant. It feels weird going from angry ranting to informative criticism, but what did you all think of this video? Have you experienced the blueberry plague before? If you haven't, then there may be a serious reason for that. Maybe you are a blueberry. Dun dun dun! Nah, just kidding. But maybe. I don't know. I don't play with most of you, so I can't judge or know. What do you think of my solutions to getting rid of the crap blueberries, though? Do you have any suggestions of your own? Whatever you've got to say, feel free to say it down in the comments below. Any comment, like, or subscription helps the YouTube gods to recognize my channel and maybe promote it more, so I'd appreciate literally any interaction. You've all been great, and I truly appreciate all your time. Whether you're new here or not, all your time is valuable. So, I've been your host, Doodleman149. I look forward to speaking to you again, and I will see you later.